It's that time. It's time for the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video, the Thursday evening edition, as we head into mid-October. Lots of cool weather coming up, although Friday will be kind of an exception, a little slice of nice to wrap up our work week on Friday. Today, though, not so nice. Now, we did have some sunshine in our southern viewing area for a time during the midday and afternoon today. You can kind of see some of that clearing on the horizon here, but here from our vantage point at the Canfield Fairgrounds, yeah, a lot of clouds, and that was generally the rule in the vast majority of our viewing area today, the clouds and the cool temperatures, and quite a temperature gradient as expected across Ohio and western Pennsylvania today. 59 at the Youngstown Warren Airport, but it was closer to 70 in East Liverpool today, and it was 70 in New Philly, 72 in Pittsburgh, and check out Columbus and Zanesville at 76 degrees this afternoon. We didn't have this today, though. We did 35 years ago today, back in 1988 on the 12th day of October, almost an inch worth of snow. That's pretty early in the season for that much accumulating snow. It's not unheard of to see flakes at this time of the year, but an accumulation of almost an inch, that's pretty rare stuff for this early in October, but that's what we had on this date back in 1988. Looking nationwide this evening, we actually have a tornado watch out here. This is a pretty stout area of low pressure. Lots of wind energy with this. Circulating around that area of low pressure, you have some pretty good dynamics for severe weather in Nebraska this evening. Warm front out here, producing rain for parts of the upper Mississippi Valley. This is the warm front that kind of bisects Ohio, keeping the warm air to our south by a couple of hours. All right, looking ahead towards Friday and the weekend, we're in good shape for Friday night football this week. It'll be cool. It'll definitely be hoodie and jacket weather, as temperatures will be sliding out of the 60s pregame, and then at kickoff about 57 by the end of our games, in the lower 50s, maybe even upper 40s in some spots. On our way to the middle and upper 40s then tomorrow night. And speaking of tomorrow night, that's when the rain arrives. Now, it's after football time. It'll be well after midnight tomorrow night. So we're in good shape during the daylight hours Friday, partly to mostly sunny sky, but here come the raindrops. 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe a few showers around. The rain will be more consistent as we head towards daybreak. And, you know, I'm kind of closing the door on the possibility of an interval of sunshine allowing for us to see this partial eclipse on Saturday. Looks like the track of the low will be just far enough to the south that the dry slot gets pinched off a little bit closer to I-70. So in Columbus, Zanesville, Cambridge, heading down towards Parkersburg, Marietta, places like that, they have a better chance of seeing a sunny interval around midday. For us, I think with this low tracking a little bit farther to the south, not only will it be cloudier at midday, it'll also be cooler. We've trimmed back our temperature expectations for Saturday. It looks like we're going to stay in the 50s. In most of our viewing area, perhaps up towards East Liverpool, we get into the lower 60s for a couple of hours early in the afternoon. But either way, showers will come and go on Saturday, and showers will continue to come and go into at least the first half of Saturday night. And a possibility is there for a shower, especially in the morning hours on Sunday. And it's going to be blustery and raw and chilly at the end of the weekend and the first part of next week. Here's a look at some of our latest computer modeling as far as rainfall expectations go Friday night through Sunday morning. We're in kind of two camps right now. The more aggressive models, the NAM and the Euro, are between an inch and a half. The GFS suite of modeling is a little bit more conservative, closer to a half an inch. I still think about 3/4 of an inch to an inch is a pretty good average as far as expectations go for overnight Friday night through the upcoming weekend. I mentioned those temperatures struggling. 56 on Saturday and no higher than 54 Sunday. And this is kind of the ballpark we'll be in during the first half of next week. Lots of lower 50s for daytime highs early on next week. Not much is going to change in the longer range. Here's a look at the 6 to 10 day outlook, the 8 to 14 day outlook, and the weeks 3 and 4 outlook. So taking us through the end of October and that first week of November. It's a dry, overall pattern. You don't see a lot of high chances of above average precipitation in the eastern U.S. over the next few weeks, but it's also a pretty cool looking pattern with a lot of the warmth centered out west through early November. Cool anomalies favored in a lot of the east, especially along the east coast. For us, maybe a little bit closer to average, but either way, it does not look like a particularly or abnormally warm pattern anytime real soon across our area. Will this trend continue through November? This is kind of the outlook through the first week of November. Will all of November be like that? It's a little too early to speculate with any, certainty, but I think next week we'll start to take our first stabs at the November outlook as we get a little bit closer to meteorological winter, December through February, and that's seasonal forecast, always a big one, always a long video, big blog post. That'll be out during the first week to 10 days of November. In the meantime, thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight and all week long. Have a great Friday, everyone. A great weekend, and I'll see you right back here on Monday.